ye to aka se won so na mguso ade mu ginam e wo MPP the New Patriotic Party osono ko huku amanyoko na the National Democratic Congress chenye amanyoko NDC mu na asema ababeto ahone se Kennedy akompreko ohine Japan ana ade nsem bia ababeto amontena ni nsem nyina ye evil plans ye mampini dada John Dramani Mahama ene Senator Rawlings wo edefa Japade hu anya asemketwa Japade hu semi aba abonte ama enye asemketwa ma tese fa ha sei ofa ha sei abusuafo ene se no mu kire wakasa bede abedrope yankoko tiense no mu kire mu.
By an investigative journalist who may be taken seriously by some people. Many years ago, the learned former Attorney General Joe Garte told me a story. Mr. Garte was speaking to me in his office, this is sometime around 2007, and I was talking to him about politics, and he said, Paul, you know what? These are politicians, I don't think that they have understood the democracy that occurs in England and America. You know why people think politicians are thieves? He quizzed. I said, tell me. He said, because politicians who want to win election come to tell the people that my colleague politician is a thief because he wants to win election. And by saying that, the general Ghanaian populace have begun to feel that politicians are thieves because the politician comes to tell the non-politician that the other politician is a thief and so he shouldn't vote for him. If you want to be voted for, you can say why you have to be voted for. But if you come and say somebody is a thief, you are denigrating the very institution that is going to build and hold our country together in future. This is the character of people like this. They are so unpatriotic. They are so selfish about themselves. Manasseh, I'm suggesting to you that this act is a selfish act about yourself. Looking for relevance. If you're looking for relevance, do a news story, we will like it. Don't look for relevance by denigrating the Parliament of Ghana. Now, minority leader and majority leader, are you looking at this and you think it's laughable? The minority leader, Keisolato Forsen, majority leader, Alexander Fenyo-Makin, you are looking at this and you think that it is laughable. That Manasseh Azuri says the Parliament was taking bribe from no less a person than the high office of the Chief of Staff. And it's okay. Watch the English Premier League, viewers. You know it's about to start this week. Now, in the English Premier League, you know what they do? If you are a coach in the English Premier League, yeah, and you see a referee mishandle a game, even if you have sufficient evidence and everything shows the referee mishandled the game, if you don't know and you talk about it, they fine you. Why? Because they don't want to denigrate the institution of the Premier League. That's what they have. They have to protect it and uplift the image. Not that they do not know that the referee may have mishandled the game, because they punish the referees too. But they don't want you to talk about it publicly. Because that's what I'm saying, that societies are built by wisdom. Societies are not built by selfishness and flippancy and going to make people know that you have some information that people don't have. This is what hurts me about how we allowed such things to become journalism. Because that's not journalism in England. That is why before you become a journalist in England, they check you out. You must have studied here. You must have studied there. You must have studied this. You must know that before you become a journalist. But here, you can become a journalist anyhow. So people become journalists that they don't have the wisdom of how to build the society. They are talking about the Parliament of Ghana. The Parliament of Ghana is a corrupt parliament. That's what Manasseh is saying. Just so that he looks good and the Parliament of Ghana looks bad. You point no less a person as the Chief of Staff. And that's what I'm talking about in English Premier League. When referee Graham Taylor has done something wrong, it is not that the Premier League doesn't know he has done something wrong. But if you are Arsene Wenger, you are Alex Ferguson, you are Eric Ten Hag, or you are Mikel Arteta, you are not allowed to publicly denigrate the referee's performance of the English Premier League. You will be fined. Nevertheless, that the referee may also be punished. But they are protecting the institution. Never would you hear a British member of parliament call another British member of parliament a thief. Even if the evidence abound, he will never come out publicly. When they are having the committee meeting, they will shut the door and say that it's in camera. You watch CNN, when the American Congress is having committee meetings, they bring in Mark Zuckerberg. They are talking to him and they said, okay, Mr. Chairman, at this stage, we have to now get the media out and ask Mr. Zuckerberg further questions. Why do they do that? They want to protect the institution of the United States of America and its Congress. That's what we have to learn. To learn that, we have to talk some sense into the heads of people like Manasseh Azuri, who feel that they have a right now to denigrate anything in Ghana just so that they become relevant. This is terrible, and people must speak about it. Those who don't speak about it, it is coming after you. Because that's how societies are built. Societies are built with wisdom. What are you talking about? You go and write about the Parliament of Ghana in this way so that you are the hero. You are a hero. That's what has happened to our GFA. Anas made himself a hero on number 12 and our football collapsed. Which is better? That Anas, one individual of 30 million, is a hero? Is that how we want to build a society? Civil society. You think this is okay? You all know what happens in America. You think this is okay? No problem. Let it be okay. Clerk of Parliament, I am waiting to see the letter that you write about this, because this is a serious matter. It says, Chief of Staff sends money to Parliament Appointments Committee to facilitate approvals. I have not heard any member of Parliament's Appointments Committee say this. Alhassan Suhini, my good brother, you are a member of the Appointments Committee. Did you also receive some of Chief of Staff's money? Alhassan, if you didn't, you have an active Facebook page. Please publish it. Okujeto Ablakwa, Vigilante. Did you also receive Chief of Staff's money? If you didn't receive Chief of Staff's money, you have an active Facebook page. Let's see what's happening. Manasseh Azuri is not denigrating Akufo-Addo and Chief of Staff. He is denigrating the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, which is the most important institution in our democratic edifice. And that's very dangerous. Let's have a look at that. Okay, let's go to the next stage then. Manasseh talks about Napo. And I can't even believe what he says. I can't believe what he says. And I'm going to show you. Manasseh, I'm guessing that you have a hatred for Napo. Maybe he has a hatred for chieftaincy. And that's what some people told me, that, oh, don't you know, Manasseh has a hatred for chieftaincy. I don't know, I don't believe it. But from the way he talks, you definitely have a hatred for Napo. Because the comparison he draws and says, I prefer the Nano Pokwajiman to Napo. I'm going to deal with it in detail. But before then, let's look at this. Look at Manasseh's relationship with Napo in the last 2 months. Manasseh's relationship with Napo in the last 2 months. Look at it. 2 hours after Napo was unveiled as a running mate, there comes Manasseh with the most derogatory statement about the medical doctor, that he is talking like a KJT market preacher. You remember that? You all remember that? 2 hours, Napo had not even reached home. He hadn't reached his house after the event at Jubilee Park in Kumasi. He hadn't gotten home when Manasseh came to espouse some communication students thing, which even turned out to be a total hogwash, because communication students should be speaking the opposite. He says, as a student of communication studies, I saw his body language as more of a KJT market preacher than that of a running mate. 2 hours after Napo had been outdoored, 2 hours, you came to say this about him. What happened next? Somebody comes and says, TJ Baba says that